Hello and welcome to this year's Year 9 Options Information presentation. My name is Mr. Keane and I oversee the options process with students moving from Year 9 into Year 10. Throughout this presentation, I invite you to pause this video and read all of the information on the slide. Making the right choice for you. It is extremely important you place yourself at the centre of these decisions about which subjects you're going to continue to study into Year 10 and complete for your Year 10 and Year 11 options. Please make sure you pause this slide and read through all of the key bullet points below. To highlight some of the points, make sure you're choosing courses that help keep your options open in the future, so you have access to a broad range of opportunities when you leave Stratford School Academy at the end of Year 11. Choose courses that reflect your interests and personal qualities. And most of all, use the information provided to you in your Year 9 report so that you're choosing options that you know you can do well in. I must stress this point. Please do not choose courses based on the options of your friends. You are the only person that you need to focus on. These courses are going to affect your future. Make sure that you are choosing the courses that are best suited to you and not your friends. Keep in mind what you want to do after Stratford School Academy. Now is a good time to start making some decisions about where you want to go at the end of Year 11 and look into whether there are particular GCSE courses that you will need to choose in order to complete that chosen pathway. Having a broad range of subjects is something that an awful lot of the top post-16 providers will be looking for, so make sure you're not narrowing down your options at this stage. Finally, speak to as many people as possible. Parents and carers, teachers, your registration tutor, your siblings, current Year 10s and current Year 11s. Speak to them about the choices that they made, the things that they are really happy with, but also the things that they wish they could have done differently. At Stratford School Academy, we will continue to support you in making the correct choice, guiding you towards the correct choices for you and your future. You have already experienced GCSE taster sessions across the option subjects in your Year 9 timetabled lessons. The next thing that we'll be doing is providing you with a member of staff to meet with and discuss the choices you most want to select. In this meeting, we'll be using your most recent progress data, enabling you to make an informed decision and understand the options you are most likely to do well in. We will use your behaviour and achievement point information to ensure you have the right plan to work towards the end of Year 11 and achieve the best grades possible for you. We will use your Key Stage 2 prior attainment data. These are your results from your Year 6 SATs tests. We will use this information to ensure you are enrolled on the correct courses at the correct level to make the expected progress for you. Some important points to note at this point. We want everybody to do the courses that are most appropriate for them. That is in terms of their prior attainment, their current predicted grades, and their intended future choices. It is our aim to guide you towards the best choices for you. Not every combination of choices will be available to study in Year 10. This is due to the timetabling arrangements and the number of students that select each subject. Therefore, we ask that you also select backup option choices. You will be selecting 5 choices in total. That gives 2 backup choices. We do not want any student to take on an unmanageable workload. This is why we have completely detailed every single subject and the requirements of the assessment in the Key Stage 4 options prospectus. Please make sure you take the time to go through every page of the prospectus, looking at the exam arrangements for the subjects you are wanting to choose, and consider the workload. Finally, there are also some courses that require a minimum predicted grade in order to gain access to that course. These courses are separate science, also known as triple science, where you must have a GCSE science prediction of at least a grade 7. And computer science, you must have a GCSE maths prediction of at least a grade 7. As previously mentioned, a big part of making the right choice is considering what you want to do after Stratford School Academy, where you want to move on to in your education at the end of year 11 as you move into post-16 education. So if we think about the top colleges local to us, what do these sixth form colleges look for in students applying to them? To do this, we're going to look at London Academy of Excellence and Brampton Manor Academy, two sixth forms that take a large number of students from Stratford School Academy. The first thing looked at is your grade point average. This is an average grade across a number of GCSE subjects. For Brampton Manor sixth form, they look for an average grade of 6.5 across at least 8 GCSE subjects. London Academy of Excellence look for the average of a grade 7 across 5 GCSE subjects. In both cases, to access the A-level course, you need to have studied the same course at GCSE or a related subject at GCSE. In both cases, for each subject that you want to study in year 12, you must have attained at least a grade 7 up to a grade 9 in that subject at GCSE. If we look at the entry requirements of these sixth forms, in both cases they look for a broad range of subjects. To do this, you may wish to ensure that you are studying the Ebac, which is a government recognised broad range of subjects which continue your study in education beyond GCSEs. You also need to have GCSE experiences and other experiences to allow you to sell yourself at interview. To get into the top colleges, an interview process requires individuals to show what they will be bringing to the college beyond their average points of GCSEs. The EBACC. Now I mentioned this just before. What is the EBACC? The EBACC is a set of subjects considered essential to many degrees at the top universities and many employers. It is a set of 5 different subject areas: English language and English literature, maths, science, geography or history, and a modern foreign language. Every child at Stratford School Academy has access to the EBACC. We want to ensure that everybody has access to this broad range of subjects to enable them to keep their options and pathways open beyond Year 11 at Stratford School Academy. Our top 100 high prior attainers will complete the EBACC. This means that some of the options for those students will be pre-selected. However, these students will still have an open choice as part of their GCSE options process. This is to ensure those top 100 high prior attaining students continue that trajectory and become the top 100 students moving on to the top sixth form colleges and onto the top universities with a broad range of subjects. However, I come back to my previous point. Every student at Stratford School Academy can complete the EBACC. Just because they're not one of the top 100 high prior attainers, this does not stop them from studying the EBACC if they wish to study it. The EBACC ensures that students are studying a broad range of subjects. These subjects provide access to a large number of post-16 courses and different institutions once we go past Year 11. These also give a firm base should students want to go on to a variety of professions beyond education. Here we have a list of all the Key Stage 4 options. Let's start with the core curriculum. This is the curriculum studied by all students at Stratford School Academy. Students will study both GCSE English Language and English Literature, GCSE Mathematics, with the top set of maths also studying statistics. However, this is not an option. This is only for students in Set 1 maths. All students will study GCSE Combined Science, which is worth 2 GCSEs, and GCSE Religious Education. Beyond that, there is also physical education, which makes up part of the core curriculum. However, this is non-examined. Moving on, students will study at least one grey subject. These subjects are separate science, which is also known as triple science. This will make up the 3rd GCSE for science, alongside students doing combined science, history, geography, and computer science. So all students will also study at least one of those grey subjects. All students will then study 2 more subjects, and these can be blue subjects, grey subjects, or French, the purple subject. These are a range of GCSEs or BTEC subjects. Some students may be approached by the Special Educational Needs and Disabilities team or the English as an Additional Language team to complete either the IGCSE in English as an Additional Language or the study support option. However, these orange option choices are only available to students approached by either of these 2 teams. As mentioned at the start, our top 100 prior attainers will complete the EBACC. This means that their first choice will be a choice between GCSE History and GCSE Geography. Their second choice will need to be the Modern Foreign Language, which is GCSE French, and from there students will then complete a third option, which can be any of the blue subjects or another one of the grey subjects if that's what they wish to choose. This is to ensure that those students gain the EBACC qualification, having that opportunity to move on to some of the top 6th form colleges and move on to top universities or a wide range of professions in their future. The process. All students with their parents and carers are invited to watch and re-watch this presentation to hear about the different GCSE options. Alongside that, all qualifications can be looked into in detail through the use of the Key Stage 4 Options Prospectus. Students and their parent or carer will then have a meeting with a member of staff. At this meeting, the GCSE options will be confirmed and put into our computer system. All students will choose 5 subjects. Their first choice will need to be one of the grey subjects. For our high prior attaining students completing the EBACC, this will be a choice between history or geography. The second choice can be a purple, a grey or a blue subject. However, for our top 100 high prior attaining students, this choice will be the purple choice of French. Choice 3, choice 4, choice 5 can be a choice of either the purple subject, a grey subject or a blue subject. As mentioned previously, the reason we ask for 5 option choices, even though students will only be studying 3 option choices, is to give some backup selections. This is in case either a course does not run due to insufficient numbers or a combination of subjects which does not work with the timetable. The member of staff that you are meeting with will submit your option choices into the computer system. Therefore, there is no need to provide a sheet of paper with your option choices on. The option choices are submitted during your meeting with your member of staff. Once the options have been inputted into the computer system, the computer program will try thousands of combinations in order to try and give every student their top preference choices. Where this is not possible, the next preference will be selected. Once complete, this will then set the Key Stage 4 timetable for Year 10 for next year. If a subject does not meet the minimum class number, unfortunately that subject will not be able to run, and therefore we will be looking for the next preference. Any follow-up meetings will take place for anybody who cannot have the subjects that they have selected as part of their choice of 5 subjects. At these meetings, students will need to select alternative subjects that fit with the combination of the timetable. On this slide, you'll find some information around Attainment 8. Attainment 8 is an average measure of a student's performance. However, this is an average across 3 set buckets or pillars which only take certain subjects into account. It is important to note that any bucket that is not completely filled will have any remaining spaces counted as 0. Therefore, it is important that when you make your choices, you allow yourself to be guided by the member of staff completing the options process, who will ensure that you do not have any space left in any of the buckets, and you are able to gain a high Attainment 8 score, as this will be one of the averages taken into account as you apply to your post-16 courses. Bucket number 1, this is the English and Maths bucket. There are 2 slots in this bucket. One is for your Maths grade and one is for your best English grade out of either GCSE English Literature or GCSE English Language. Both of these are double weighted, meaning we times your grade by 2. Bucket 2 is the EBACC subjects bucket. There are 3 slots in this bucket which need to be filled. As previously explained, if not all slots are filled in this bucket, a score of 0 will be put into any gaps within this bucket. The slots must be filled by the student's 3 highest performing grades from EBACC subjects that they are completing. The EBACC subjects that can go into this bucket are Combined Science, Separate Science, Computer Science, and then French, Geography or History. Students must gain 3 GCSEs from these subjects in order to not leave any available space within this bucket. Bucket 3 is the open bucket. Again, there are 3 slots in this bucket, all of which must be filled. Now these can be filled with any GCSEs that you have not already used in either bucket 1 or bucket 2. So this can be your remaining English subject, any lower graded EBACC subjects that have not been used in bucket 2, or any other subjects that have not yet been used. Let's have a look at some examples. So this example A, this is one of our top 100 prior attaining students. Therefore, this child will be completing EBACC subjects and gaining the EBACC qualification. As this is one of our top 100 high prior attaining students, their first option is between history and geography, and this student has chosen to complete history. Their second option has to be a modern foreign language, which at Stratford School Academy is GCSE French. Finally, this child has chosen a blue subject, technology. They have gained a qualification of a grade 7 in English language, a grade 6 in English literature, grade 8 in maths, an 8 and a 7 in double science. This is the award that you get 2 GCSEs for. RE, a grade 6, then history, grade 8, French, grade 6, and technology, grade 7. So first of all, bucket 1. Bucket 1 is the best performing English GCSE and their maths GCSE. And remember, these are double weighted, therefore we times the grade by 2. If you have a look, English language grade 7, whereas English literature grade 6. Therefore we will take the grade 7 of English language, we will times this by 2 as this is double weighted, and that gives us a score of 14. Maths, again, we times this by 2 because it's double weighted, giving us a score of 16. We add these two numbers together, 14 plus 16, which makes 30, and we put this into bucket number 1. So that is the first bucket filled, and we've not left any space there for a 0. So our score for bucket number 1 is 30. Moving on to the Ebac bucket. So these are the 3 grades from the highest performing Ebac subjects. We can see that in double science, this child achieved a grade 8 and a grade 7. In history, they achieved a grade 8, and in French, they achieved a grade 8. 8 plus 8 plus 8 equals 24, and therefore 24 is the score that goes into the Ebac bucket. Because of the way we have structured the options at Stratford School Academy, this child is not left with any space in their Ebac bucket, and therefore there is no need for any zeros. Now finally, bucket 3, the open bucket. These are the top 3 performing subjects that have not yet been used in either bucket 1 or bucket 2. So you can see what we have remaining are 2 grade 7s and then 2 grade 6s. We only need to use 3 of these, so we're going to take English Literature, grade 6. Remember, in bucket number 1, we only used English Language, and therefore English Literature is still available. We're going to use the 7 from double science. We used the 8 before, and now we're going to use the 7. And finally, we're going to use the 7 from technology. 6 plus 7 plus 7 equals 20, and therefore 20 goes into bucket number 3. What we do now is add up these scores. So 30 plus 24 plus 20 gives us a total of 74. We divide this by 10, which gives us 7.4. Therefore, this person has an Attainment 8 score of 7.4, and they have completed the Ebac qualification. Here's another example. This is example B. This is a mid-prior attaining student. This person has a choice across their options, but they must make their first option one of the grey subjects, and in this case, this child has chosen geography as their grey subject. Option number 2 for this person is drama, and option number 3 is food and nutrition. This person achieved a grade 5 in English Language, 6 in English Literature, 5 in GCSE Maths, 2 7s in Double Science, grade 5 in RE, grade 7 in Geography, a 6 in Drama, and a 6 in Food and Nutrition. So, see if you can remember the first stage of the Attainment 8 process. The first stage of the process is to take the highest out of English Literature and English Language, and then the GCSE Maths grade. We have a 6 in English Literature, so we will choose that and we'll leave the English Language grade 5 for now, and we'll take the grade 5 from Maths. As this is bucket number 1, these are double weighted, so we times both of these by 2, which gives us 12 and 10. We add these together, giving us a total of 22, and we add 22 into bucket number 1. For bucket number 2, this is the Ebac bucket. So we look at those Ebac subjects and we take the 3 highest scores. In this case, it is both of the 7s from double science and the grade 7 achieved in geography. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. We take that number and we add that into bucket number 2. Finally, we have bucket 3. Bucket 3, you'll remember, is the 3 highest grades that you have not yet used. In this case, it's English Language, GCSE Drama, and GCSE Food and Nutrition. a grade 5, a grade 6 and a grade 6. We add these together, which gives us 17, and we put 17 into bucket number 3. Now, working out the Attainment 8 score, we take those 3 buckets, 22, 21 and 17. We plus these together, giving us a score of 60. We divide that by 10, giving us 6.0, and therefore our Attainment 8 score is a 6. Now, the 5 golden rules of selecting your option choices. Number 1, play to your strengths. Look at your Year 9 progress report. Which subjects are you expected to do well in? Which subjects are you expected to do the best in? Think about this as a way of using that information to put yourself in the best position when you come to apply for college at this time in 2 years' time. Number 2, pick a passion. If you're passionate about a particular subject, you're likely to want to work hard when the going gets tough. Please be assured, none of these subjects are easy. They are all going to be difficult. They are all going to be challenging. So if you're particularly passionate about one of these subjects, make sure that's part of your consideration when making your option choices. Number 3, look to your future. Consider life beyond Stratford School Academy. Where do you want to go at the end of year 11? What do you want to go on to be? Are there any particular courses that would get you onto these post-16 pathways or into the future career that you are currently thinking you want to go to? Rule number 4, don't follow the crowd. Make sure this choice is your choice. This decision will impact your future. Don't follow in anybody else's footsteps. Finally, and importantly, make the most of good advice. This is your decision and it is your future. However, please do not disregard the advice that you will receive from your parents and carers, your teachers, your siblings. Take on this information and consider it alongside which subjects you want to do. Everybody has your best interest at heart, so listen to what everybody has to say. Finally, some key dates. So you've already received the GCSE option taster sessions. You've had your Year 9 assembly, and now we have completed the virtual options information evening. You will collect your Key Stage 4 prospectus from your tutor and take this home. Your Year 9 progress report will also be posted home, so this can be read alongside the prospectus, giving you an understanding of what it will take to study each of the courses, but also your predicted grades for the end of Year 11. The student, parent and staff meetings will start straight after half term from the 21st of February. Parents will be contacted to arrange a meeting time, which will be completed virtually through the use of Microsoft Teams. Options will be submitted in this meeting, so there's no need for any paper forms. All option meetings must be completed by the 11th of March. Any follow-up meetings will take place in the week beginning the 21st of March. These will only be for students where unfortunately it has not been possible to assign options based on preferences. All I have left to say is make sure you are making the right choice for you. If you have any questions, please approach your tutor, your head of house, or see any member of staff at Stratford School Academy who will be able to give you some advice towards selecting the right options for you.